Guess what? Three-piece outfit utilizing a skirt, a duster, a top, and a pant. If you would like to hear how I put this collection together, keep on watching. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video, I am going to be talking about the next skirt as part of the skirt series. Yes, it was the summer skirt series, but I'm gonna go ahead and slash that summer because it's no longer summer. We're just gonna call it the skirt series to finish off the skirt series for the remainder of the year. Now, in this video, I created a three-piece suit, or you could say four-piece, whatever you want to call it, right? Where I showed you three different looks of how I took my skirt and my duster that's in the same fabric. It's a floral fabric, and I created a fabulous three-piece outfit. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into this video. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Hello, ciao, guten tag, bonjour, wagwan, konnichiwa. You know what to do. If you are returning, you know to go get your juice, your tea, your water, your whatever you want to drink and come and chill with me, including coffee, okay? And come and chill with me while I take you on this ride with this pattern review. Now, it's going to be a quick pattern review because it is a super easy pattern. So without further ado, let's get right on into this pattern review. All right, so the pattern for this one, this is basically a tiered skirt, okay? Elastic tiered skirt. And the pattern that I use for that is McCall's 8097. I did view C, but I only did one tier. I did not do both of the tiers. So let's talk about the pattern description. So the pattern description for this pattern, it just says a Mrs. skirt. Now, my pattern description would be a Mrs. skirt with various lengths. So it has three different length variations. You have the one that's above the knee. This one right here, I want to say is midi length, and then this one right here is ankle length. So you have A, B, and C. The view that I did is C. It also comes in not only just tier, it has an elasticated waist as well. So that's it for the skirt. It's super easy for sure. Okay, let's talk about skill level. So the skill level for this pattern, I believe, is rated as easy. Do I feel that this pattern is easy? Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel that this pattern is super easy, beginner friendly. I love this pattern and I would do it again. When I get to that, I'll let you know. I would do it again. Let's talk about notion shoes. So the notion shoes for this pattern was just some elastic. Literally, I think the pattern actually says that you need 1 inch elastic, 1 1/8 yards of 1 inch elastic. I actually use a 1/2 inch elastic because I did double roll elastic instead of a single roll of 1 inch all the way around. I'll tell you how I did that here shortly. Let's talk about fabric used. So I'm going to put the name of the fabric up on the screen. It's just basically red, white, green, black, floral, and Ankara print. It's leftover Ankara print from when I did, okay, so last year I did a one shoulder dress, which I will put up on the screen. And then I turned around and used more of the fabric when I did the hashtag BHM pattern designer back in February, hosted by Nateida from So Natural Dane. I actually did the pattern for the duster is Simplicity 4198. And then I pulled it out again to create the skirt. And the skirt is McCall's 8097. Now I do have more of this fabric left because I was supposed to create a top. However, because I'm back in a building, the top that I wanted to create, it's not going to fly for being back in the building. So I have to revisit the pattern that I was going to originally use and do a different pattern, basically. So you may be seeing this fabric at least one more time for a top or something like that. But that is the fabric used for this pattern. Let's talk about pattern sizing. So, well, let me back up one. Let's talk about pattern pieces first. So for this pattern, I only used 2 pattern pieces. Oops, did I say that? 2, yes, I used 2. Pattern piece number 1 and pattern piece number 6. So pattern piece number 1 is the front and back for the front. They call it the front and the back for pattern piece number 1, which is this first tier, you could kind of say. And then pattern piece number 6 is what they're calling the lower tier. So this is the second tier right here on view C. So those are only 2 tiers that I use, the front and back, and then the lower tier. Now I did cut out pattern piece number 7, which is the ruffle, which is the bottom tier. So let me tell you, I accidentally cut it out because I was talking to my daughter, to be honest, and I cut it out and then noticed, like, why did I cut it out? Because I do not want an ankle length skirt. The length that this skirt is was perfect. I did not need to add any length. I did not need to make any modifications or anything like that. So I used 2 pattern pieces in order to create this skirt. Let's talk about pattern sizing. So the pattern sizing is 2 envelopes for sure. You have 6 to 14 and then 14 to 22. The size that I cut was a size 18. Outside of cutting the size, I did not make any modifications. However, I could have put pockets on it, but I wanted to get the skirt over and done with because I'm already behind on this skirt series. So I did not make any modifications to the skirt at all. This is what the skirt looked like. And speaking of like modifications, it's not a modification, I did a style change. So the first thing I did was, instead of like right here at the waist, I did double roll elastic instead of just the single roll right here, because they wanted you to do 1 inch elastic. I did 1/2 inch elastic and created 2 casings. That was one of the first things that I did. Another thing I did is where the tiers meet, I actually did a top stitching around there to keep the seam allowance on the inside down towards the pattern piece number 6, which is the lower front and back. So I did top stitch that to keep the seam allowance down. But other than that, I did not do anything else to this skirt. All right, let's talk about, did it look like the photos or the drawing on the pattern envelope? I'm going to say no. And the reason why is because I only did 2 tiers, so it doesn't look exactly like the pattern envelope. But if you take off that last tier, which is the ruffle, it would look like the pattern envelope. So yes and no, okay? Let's talk about likes and dislikes. I don't have any dislikes for this pattern whatsoever. It's all love. The instructions are easy to follow, but really you do not need the instructions because it's super easy. So what you do is you sew the side seams of both pattern piece number 1 and pattern piece number 6. Attach pattern piece number 6 to pattern piece number 1 at the very top. You hem the bottom, create your casing for pattern piece number 1, which is the front and the back, and insert your elastic, and you're done. Like literally, this is like a 1.5 to 2 hours. So you're only cutting out 2 pattern pieces. I mean, how great is that? Okay, I just needed something to be really, really quick because you guys know I sew a lot of, it's not difficult, but time consuming projects. So this was great for me to do something that's just super easy, nothing to really think about. This is the beginner friendly pattern and it is super, super easy. Okay, so yes, pull this out and get to it. All right. Let's talk about first time experiences. I do not have any first time experiences whatsoever. I have done everything before. Would I sew it again? I already said that. Yes, I would sew this again. Yes, I would recommend this to others. So for my pattern rating, I'm going to stamp this a 5 out of 5 because I felt like it was super duper easy. Now at this point, I could still put on the ruffles at the bottom if I choose to. It's just basically because even though I did hem it, I needed to hem it anyway. But I could put the ruffles on the bottom if I choose to. Well, that's it for the pattern review. I hope you like. Now that I talked about this skirt, let me talk about a little bit about the duster. So the duster is Simplicity 4198. I have a complete pattern review, which I will link on the end screen as well. And you may want to ask, what am I wearing as far as the top and the pants? That pairing is McCall 7635. I actually wore the same set in that video, BHM Pattern Designers Challenge, hosted by Nateida back in February. So I'll link to it in the description box below, as well as the end screen. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. So I'll catch you in the next video, and as always.
Okay, let it be known, I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no.